How to play the guitar parts for Sacrifice by The Weeknd. Let's get right to it. What's going on, guys? IkeGuitar. Today we're going to be going through The Weeknd's Sacrifice, a song off of his latest record, currently trending on the top 10, and we're going to be talking about what makes this little riff so cool, and we're going to figure out whether it's actually guitar or not. So Sacrifice by The Weeknd has a pretty phenomenal little riff part that it plays in the beginning of the song, and it just keeps going on and on and on, but it sounds super great. It reminds me of just some really fat 80s music, and I will say, it's hard for me to determine whether or not it's actually a guitar part or a keyboard part. There aren't a lot of guitar effects in the world that can get the sounds they're getting with this one. It sounds like a combination of like some weird bubble filter with maybe a saw or sine wave change, and I just don't have the tools to recreate that on guitar. You can do that in post-production very easily if you have a DAW like Logic, or you have any kind of effects processing that works on analog signals. You can do that. You can also certainly do that with any keyboard plugs you have. So even if you have some of the more simpler keyboard plugs, you can make it work in Logic or Ableton or whatever. But I'm going to show you how I got guitar part styles in the spirit of the actual song here. And so here's the guitar sound I'm using. I'm using the bridge pickup on a Telecaster just for a little bit more clarity and spank. And then I'm actually going into two different overdrives to give it a little bit more crunch, and then I'm going into a chorus right after the overdrives. And then after the amp section, I have an analog octaver, I have a flanger, and I have a rhythm, like I have like a delay. It's a basic delay here. So here's what I got. Now, a couple of things are going to be a little different from the recording. Like, for as an example, the flanger isn't really, you can't hear a frequency sweep in the actual recording. I just put it there because it gives me a little bit more texture, but that's the style of the riff here. And so I'll show you guys how to play that, and I'll teach you all my techniques that I'm using to get these cool little sounds. So B Aeolian is the scale we're going to use today, and that's just B minor, natural minor. It's going to be 2-4-5, 2-4-5, and then 2-4. Alright, so I'll be playing this riff for you, so watch my fingers carefully. I'll play it slow, then I'll play it fast. Here's how I play that riff, nice and slow for you guys. Now I'll play it faster, and I'll add in palm mutes and lift off my palm mute to accent the offbeat on some of these notes. And that's going to be the form for the vast majority of the song. Sometimes they'll do pickup verses into the riff where maybe they play the second half instead of playing the whole riff forward. But if you literally play that riff through the entire song and just know when to pause the riff and to move on when it's time to get back into it, you're going to be just fine. It's a really fun song to play, and if you like to solo or improvise over the chord progressions, you can use B minor pentatonic, you can use the B minor scale. It all sounds pretty sweet. Do a really cool 80s guitar run solo thing. It would be awesome sounding to hear you guys play that. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing. I make videos all the time. What a fun cool little song from The Weeknd. Even though it may not be a strict guitar riff, it sure does sound sweet on guitar. So go ahead, go out and play that, play it with your friends, start playing that hit song Sacrifice. It's a lot of fun. It's a really weird music video, but it's a fun song. I really enjoyed playing it.